Shri Paramatmane Namah. Friends, I am Dr. Sanjay Jain, an orthopedic surgeon at Meerut, giving my services for last 30 years, and presently I am attached with Anand Hospital at Meerut. Friends, COVID-19 is a wake-up call for all of us. The whole world is facing the COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID has become a biggest problem for us in the present times. It will definitely end one day. My question is, will everything be all right after COVID? Was everything all right in the field of health before COVID? What will happen if one more virus comes, just like COVID-19? WHO has already warned about it. I request all the politicians, all the bureaucrats, judiciary, media, all the medical personnel of all the medical sciences, and the esteemed citizens of my country to please listen to me carefully. COVID is a wake-up call for all of us to think about the future medicine of our country and the whole world. There are two main medical sciences in our country, the Ayurveda and allopathy, and both are on a path of war. Which is better is being debated in media. Allopathy is working as the main medical science of our country for more than a century now, and the Ayurveda, which was the main science of our country for thousands of years, has been pushed to the margin. And the biggest proof of this neglect is that even today, in the independent India, 98% budget, our health budget, goes to allopathy, and 2% goes to Ayush, which includes all the traditional medicines like Ayurveda, Yoga, homeopathy, etc. We must, at some point of time, assess the pros and cons of this current healthcare system of our country in operation. What did we gain and what did we lose? The COVID has compelled us to do it now and know about the health status of our country. The disease burden of our country is rising exponentially, despite the claims of magical advancements in the field of medicine. Two types of diseases are there according to allopathy: the communicable diseases like TB, malaria, AIDS, viral hepatitis, typhoid, cholera, etc., which are supposed to be caused by germs like bacteria, virus and fungi. They spread from one person to another by way of air, water, blood, mosquitoes or direct contact. The other ones are non-communicable diseases, which are also called as chronic or lifestyle diseases like diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, cancers, arthritis and mental diseases, etc. These are supposed to be caused by the improper lifestyles. Both types of diseases are on the rise. We are losing fight with TB despite having vaccine and antibiotics. There is total drug resistance against all TB drugs. 4 to 5 lakhs people still die of TB every year in our country. Viral hepatitis A, B, C, D and E are new threats. Annual episodes of dengue and chikungunya are new normals. Viruses like Zika, Ebola, Nipah, they are threatening the existence of mankind again and again. Diarrheas and pneumonias is still claiming lives. Hospital-acquired infections have become the biggest challenge as no antibiotics are working against them. COVID has already shown mirror to us, to all existing medical sciences and the health services. The magic bullets of yesteryears, the antibiotics, they have lost their magic. Total antibiotic resistance has arrived. WHO has already warned about the arrival of post-antibiotic era, when people may die of minor infections and surgeries will be impossible to perform. UN has declared the antibiotic resistance as the biggest global health threat. Not only antibiotics failed themselves, but they failed the human health too. Antibiotics damaged our own group of friendly microbes called as microbiome or microbiodata, which is the center stone of our own immunity, our own army against enemies, enemy microbes, and which is responsible for many metabolic functions of our body, and hence we called it as our forgotten organ or our second brain. The inadvertent use of antibiotics has been linked with many diseases in our body like autoimmune disorders, rheumatoid arthritis, cancers, asthma, diabetes, obesity, metabolic syndrome, heart diseases, and fatty liver, etc. There is unprecedented rise in the incidence of lifestyle non-communicable diseases. 60 lakhs people die of NCDs every year in India. Every household has one or other NCD like blood pressure, heart diseases, cholesterol, diabetes, arthritis, lung disease, and mental disorders. We are on path to become diabetes capital of the world. According to Planning Commission of India, the incidence of all NCDs will increase many times in coming years. More and more people are being labeled as sick according to the health parameters of allopathy. More and more people are becoming dependent on the drugs for the whole life to have control over these parameters. All allopathic drugs have adverse effects. One disease is being treated with another, leading to rise in the disease burden further instead of bringing it down. The organs have started failing at an alarming speed. The need for kidney, liver transplants, joint replacements, and angioplasties, heart bypass surgeries is rising, and that too at younger ages. There is economic devastation. 5 crore people of our country migrate to below poverty line each year due to the high treatment costs. Surprisingly, the same story goes in America also. The cause of bankruptcy in 70% of cases in America is medical treatments. You will be surprised to know. The modern medicine has become economically unsustainable even in the richest countries of the world. Another shocking fact is that the adverse effects of modern medicines, the medical errors, the complications of treatments and over treatments, they are killing masses in great numbers. Deaths due to treatments itself, the iatrogenic cause of deaths, it has become one of the greatest killer along with heart diseases and cancers. Just unbelievable. Where we are heading for? Health or devastation? The mankind should have become healthy after such a great development of medical science. But just the reverse happened. There is hardly any healthy human left. The hospitals are overwhelmed. The humanity is crying, and we are singing the songs of the magical advancements of the modern medicine. The most developed creature on this planet of Earth is most sick. Why? The disease burden is rising geometrically despite the most advanced medical science working at its best. What kind of science is this? The government is trying hard to open new aims in every nook and corner of the country to manage this menace. But nobody is thinking about the reasons behind this continuous rise of the disease burden of the country and about the ways how to stop it. Why we are not thinking? We have to decide once for all, what is our biggest problem? Inadequate health services or the continuously rising disease burden? When we shall realize that it is in fact the rising disease burden which is our main problem, and all our health system will collapse if the disease load will continue to rise like this. Everything will fail in front of this mammoth disease burden, howsoever big number of new hospitals are opened. What are the reasons behind this rising disease burden of our country? Just think. Does it mean that there is no need to follow the traffic rules anymore because sufficient number of trauma centers are available in the country. Have you ever imagined that what will happen if more and more people start driving vehicles on the roads without learning the driving and traffic rules? Will there not be a disaster? Any number of trauma centers will fail and the system will ultimately collapse. Similarly, does it mean that there is no need to follow health rules anymore just because there are plenty of trauma centers available or plenty of hospitals available in the country? Do you know that majority of people of our country are leading their lives without having an iota of idea about the correct lifestyle and health rules? Will it not lead to disaster? We never thought of teaching masses about the correct lifestyles. It is a matter of great surprise that we are treating the lifestyle disorders with the use of chemical drugs for the whole life without correcting the lifestyle first. The drugs are compulsory and lifestyle optional. This has become the mantra of modern treatments. Even more surprising is the fact that there is not even a single chapter in the whole curriculum of the modern medical science over correct lifestyle. Why? Never ever there held any conference over this most important topic of lifestyle on the platform of modern medicine. Why? Why it is not there? Are conferences held only for promotion of drugs, not for health? The greatest irony is that we completely ignored and sidelined the great life science, the Ayurveda, which has many chapters on correct lifestyle alone. Ignorance about the correct lifestyles on one hand and treatment of diseases with chemical drugs full of harmful side effects on the other. The human health got a beating from both the ends, resulting in public health catastrophe. Ayurveda doesn't even consider anything as medicine which has adverse effects, and we neglected this great medical science as inferior and unscientific. Why? The disease burden of the country is skyrocketing and we are trying to manage it by opening new hospitals? How foolish and futile. Allopathy is an excellent emergency medicine, but this great emergency medicine is under the clutches of multinational drug companies whose real aim is patents and profits alone. The sufferings of mankind are nothing but opportunity to earn huge money for them. The modern medicine has become a mega business venture for them. They imposed this emergency medicine on the daily routine lives of the masses, which resulted in public health disaster. The mosquitoes and flies are being killed with AK-47s. The modern medicine kept all its focus on killing the germs by way of antimicrobials and ignored the host, despite the fact that monocausal germ theory was proved wrong. It is the interaction between germs, environment and host which is the real cause of infectious diseases, and not the germs alone. Germs are everywhere, but only a person with weak immunity catches the disease. There are innumerable germs, but all the reliance was put on vaccines, which have very limited utility and which work against a single germ and a specific strain. The great and most practical concept of general innate immunity given by Ayurveda, which will be effective against all the germs and all the strains, was ignored. Why? The clinical trials which work on the wrong and unscientific principle of one size fits all were established as greatest science and evidence-based medicine, and whereas the scientific precision medicine principle of Ayurveda, that every individual is different who needs different medicine for the same illness, was ridiculed as unscientific. We almost blindly believe and have faith in the results of clinical trials, which are done by the people who have not risen above the selfish motives. But we doubt the scriptures of health written by our own selfless great rishis. Is science only that which happened in last 50 to 100 years? Real science makes the lives of masses happy. But what happened in the last many decades? No water to drink, no air to breathe, no pure food, and no health. All polluted. The greatest science has already happened in our country thousands of years back. Pity on the Western world, who took thousands of years to understand this and accepted our ancient and eternal yoga now, after so much delay. The Ayurveda principles of maintaining and protecting health were neglected. Eat anything, anytime, in whatsoever combination. Do anything. Earn your livelihood by whatever means. Sleep at any time. Enjoy the sense pleasures according to your mood, without any discipline and decorum. And do not worry, doctors and drugs are there to save you. 5 to 10 pills a day and health is maintained. The mankind took this wrong message as new health rules and nobody tried to correct them. The health of the mankind went out of the human's own hands into the clutches of the multinational drug companies. The WHO gave a slogan in 1977, Health for All by 2000. But what did it give? Pills for all. The life and death, both have been made a great spectacle. To live life without drugs and to die without ICU and ventilator has become a rare opportunity. In our Indian culture, we don't simply die. We are on a journey to infinite and to salvation. We must at least be allowed a farewell with grace amidst our family members, listening to the name of God and having Ganga Jal. The gross negligence of the Ayurveda rules of maintaining health made allopathy looking indispensable in the same way as highly trained commandos became indispensable when our border security was weak few years back. There was a flood of terrorist attacks in the country and all the dependence was on commando forces. It appeared as if we are winning the fight against the terrorists, but in fact there was devastation all around. We thought that we need more and more commando forces in every state and every city, just like we are planning for more and more hospitals in our country. We all are witness to the fact that as we strengthened our border security, there is hardly any terrorist attack seen inside the country now, and the commandos appears to be on leave. Ayurveda don't allow diseases to enter the body and cures them in the beginning only, in the same manner as the border security forces do not allow the terrorists to enter the country and kill them then and there at the border itself. We have enough allopathy-based disaster management hospitals in the country. What we badly need is Ayurveda-based disaster prevention hospitals and health infrastructure. Remember, the disease burden will go on increasing with the increased use of allopathy in daily routine lives. The day the Ayurveda will become our primary medicine, the incidence of all medical emergencies will come down drastically. The need for emergency medicine will also be minimum. The country will achieve the goal of health and happiness in real sense. The biggest and main problem of our country is the continuously rising disease burden due to ignorance about the rules of health, protection on one hand, and treatment of all routine diseases with emergency medicines full of harmful side effects on the other. As the commandos are only disaster management and not the solution, to the problem of terrorism. In the same way, allopathy is only a disaster management and not the solution to the problem of health. The real solution is Ayurveda. We have to teach correct lifestyles as described by Ayurveda in great painstaking details to the masses, starting from schools. And we must treat all diseases with harmless treatment modality like Ayurveda, except in case of emergencies, where saving a life is priority and adverse effects can be ignored. Ayurveda must be our primary medicine and allopathy reserved for emergencies. This is the surest way to reduce the disease burden and achieving the goal of real health and happiness of the mankind. Thank you very much. Om Tat Sat.